Hey everybody, Yoyo Dad 76 here. Wanted to do a quick little tutorial on the trip Magic Drop and then Shockwave along with it. Couple little tips that I came across, kind of just working on some rejection stuff this week, and Magic Drop is kind of that first rejection trick that a lot of people learn, and it's also very frustrating. So there's two things that I figured out. One I think I saw in another tutorial somewhere, but I haven't seen the second thing really anywhere, so hopefully these two things will be helpful for you. But when you're doing Magic Drop, it starts out, normally they tell you to just do your basic trapeze, make your trigger thing, point like this, and then go like this. And then you get the rejection, it's supposed to land on the string, and blah blah blah. Well, most people, it does not work that way. It did not work that way for me. I've landed it very inconsistently that way. So there's a couple of tips that I think might be helpful for you. So first, instead of when you do your normal trapeze going around one finger, you're going to go around two fingers. So one thing I do to make this a little bit easier is to do a pinwheel. That way it gives you time to get both fingers in there. And what you're going to do is, instead of just doing your trigger and swinging it, you're going to take these two fingers and separate them and then angle them this way. So you've got the a string in the back and the string in the front, kind of. And then when you do your trigger, it is very important that you have them spread out. But the second thing is to use your pointer finger to hit this front string, and it kind of helps with landing it on the back string. See how it rejected off, but I missed the string. But it puts you in the configuration that you would want. So let's see if I can get some better angles on this. So pinwheel around, second, spread these fingers, hop it off, and see, now I'm on my back string. I can go right into my shockwave and then go on to the rest of my combo. So see if I can give you a little bit better of an angle of this. See if you can see it. So two finger trapeze, and then I'm taking these fingers and I'm turning my middle finger in towards myself, separating these strings. So it gives you a little bit more surface area. I'm getting my trigger, and then when I swing this string around, I'm hitting it, giving it a little hop, rejects, it'll land right here, and then you're into your shockwave. So the second tip is the thing that I don't think I've really seen anybody mention, because I think it's one of those things that kind of happens naturally, but if you actually do it intentionally, it helps a lot with landing on the back string, which is what you want for Shockwave. You can land the Magic Drop on the front string for other tricks, but for Magic Drop and Shockwave, you want it to land on the back. So that is what I was saying about hitting. When you do this separation, when this string comes down and swings, have it kind of gently tap this string right here, and it actually gives you a little bit of a hop, and it helps that rejection, and it lands you on the back string. You curl this finger around, and you're in. I messed that up, but you're in to your shockwave. Let me see if I can give you some more angles on this and see if it helps. All right, back up. All right, so two fingers, separate these this way. So maybe the wrong color string for this. My tan carpet. But see how it rejects? It gets that rejection every time. And then you just have to work on aiming it. You just have to work on aiming it to that back string, which is something that kind of doesn't work very well. At least it hasn't for me, if you're trying to do it with just the one finger trapeze. So swing it around, double, separate these, point down. This spread is very important, so it helps get that release. There, you're on the back string, you uncurl here, you land on the string. I missed the shockwave there, but you kind of get the general idea. So I think if you work on this, eventually you can replicate that string opening move with one finger by turning it this way, and you get that separation. But it's not quite as consistent, and maybe that's just me and my skill level so far, but I find it a lot easier to do it with the two, separate these, pop this off. Oops, the rejection didn't happen this time. So swing it, pop it off on the back string. Then you're going to take your pointer, you're going to pull it this way for shockwave, and then ring it around right here, drop it, and you're back in the trapeze. And you can repeat the magic drop and shockwave again, which is I think how Yo Tricks, does it. They do it as a repeater, but you can also use it to go on to other tricks. Let me show it to you one more time. So that is magic drop and shockwave. Try to give you a couple more angles here and some slow-mo.